A group of prisoners of war detained in Russia returned to Ukraine Friday as part of the ongoing exchanges negotiated between the two countries during talks in Istanbul last month, according to the body that oversees the exchanges. According to Associated Press in a post on the messaging app Telegram, the coordination headquarters for the treatment of prisoners of war said the group who were classified as wounded and seriously ill were returned from captivity. It did not say how many people were released but said the youngest was 20 and the oldest 59, adding that many had been held since 2022. Dozens of relatives of Ukrainian POWs and missing soldiers came to a hospital in Kiev to welcome some of the exchanged servicemen. Among them was Lyubov Dymenkova with her 9-year-old daughter Sofika. She told the Associated Press her husband Ihor Dymenkov went missing in July last year and has not received any information about him since. He was mobilized on Sofika's birthday, she said. Now she doesn't really like this holiday, she doesn't like to celebrate it, because it is associated with sad events.
Ви найкращі, дякуємо вам!
Ми шукаємо чоловіка, тата. Він у нас рік уже як зниклий безвісти. Оце 6 числа буде. Зник він у нас на Харківському напрямку, на Липецькому, поблизу населеного пункту Глибоке. Уже рік ми не маємо жодних вістей. Там зникло, з тих, що нам відомо, це около 300 хлопців. Це тільки ті, чиїх рідних ми знайшли. Жоден з них не обліковується не живим, не мертвим, не полоненим. От просто наче не існувало цих хлопців, наче вони десь ділись. Ми їздимо на обміни, Софійка перший раз, з надією, що хоч хтось скаже, що буде хоч якась звісточка, що він живий, що він в полоні. Можливо, хоч хтось із його побратимів з цього напрямку. Тобто це вже також буде як ниточка. Ще більше вірити, ще більше надіятись. Він у війську із 6 березня 24-го року, а 6 липня він уже зник безвісти. Тобто він повоював зовсім трохи від моменту мобілізації. Речі, мобілізували в нас його на Софійки на день народження вперше. Тому вона тепер у нас не дуже любить це свято, не любить його святкувати, бо воно пов'язане з сумними такими от подіями.
Так от хочу сказати, що побратима, свого друга, який теж знаходиться около нас.
Заспокоїлося?
Заспокоїлося? 28-ма бригада є, тут чули, просто написати. І що? Там Ганівка, 3 года вже, 3 года! Мальчики, милі. Дякую Богу, що ви вдома.
Білоус Андрій! Білоус Андрій!
Президент Лайка Макар!
A group of prisoners of war detained in Russia returned to Ukraine Friday as part of ongoing exchanges between the two countries. According to Associated Press, former prisoners of war were greeted as they stepped off a bus in an undisclosed location in Ukraine. In a post on the messaging app Telegram, the coordination headquarters for the treatment of prisoners of war said the returned group were classified as wounded and seriously ill. It did not say how many people were released but said the youngest was 20 and the oldest 59. Earlier, Russia's defense ministry also said that it had received a group of released Russian servicemen. The prisoner swap deal was agreed during peace talks in Istanbul, Turkey on June 2. Friday's exchanges came as waves of drone and missile attacks targeted Kiev overnight into Friday in the largest aerial assault since Russia's invasion of Ukraine began more than 3 years ago, officials said. The barrage injured at least 23 people and inflicted severe damage across multiple districts of the capital in a 7-hour onslaught.
Ukrainian defense forces are attempting to break a temporary corridor through Russian air defense in Crimea, aiming to target military and energy infrastructure. This was stated by Pavlo Lakichuk, head of security programs at the Strategy 21 Globalistic Center, in an interview with Espresso. In order to strike the enemy's military, industrial and energy infrastructure, the air defense must be neutralized first. According to Lakichuk, he explained that repeated strikes on the same areas such as Tarchankut, Yevpatoria and Fiolent were aimed at breaking through the first echelon of Russia's air defense, allowing for deeper strikes at key targets like Sevastopol, the Black Sea Fleet base and the Crimean Bridge. Outsiders don't realize that we keep striking the same enemy air defense systems. But no, this is the enemy's first line of air defense. We're taking it out to create a temporary corridor for our strike assets to hit targets like Sevastopol, the naval base Feodosia, Cape Chowder, from where they launched those same Shaheds, and ultimately the Crimean Bridge, he said. For long-range missiles and drones, a temporary corridor through the enemy's air defense is necessary. Lakichuk emphasized that the value of destroyed Russian air defense systems should not be measured by their cost, but by the capabilities they give to Ukrainian forces. He noted that several high-quality strikes had already been made and more attacks on Crimea's airfields were expected. Eastern Crimea is now starting to come under pressure from our defense forces. These are the Kirovsk airfield near Feodosia and the Bagerova airfield, which the Russians used not as permanent aviation bases but as airfield command posts when they expect strikes on places like Vardisk or Belbek. They can move parts of their aircraft to these reserve airfields, which they've done. The difficulty of striking these airfields, again, is that while at permanent bases, we more or less know and track where specific aircraft are located. At dispersal airfields, enemy planes or helicopters appear only briefly, and we have to manage to deliver an accurate strike while they're still there, the expert explained.